as some American government officials, our social media platforms, and our mainstream media continue to try to manipulate the American people into supporting Israeli crimes, as they are trying to get us to do so at our own detriment, as they are trying to get us to be willing to sacrifice our money, our economy, and even to consider sacrificing the blood of our children by sending them to wars in order to fight for Israel, I would like to remind the American people of a warning that George Washington gave us as he was leaving office in 1796. He told us at that time that the advice and the warnings he was about to give us was not because he was running for office again, but because apprehension of danger looming made him think about these things, made him think about things that are greatest threat to our nation, and he tried to tell us about it, to warn us about it. He said, "Observe good faith and justice toward all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. Religion and morality enjoin this conduct." They command this conduct. In the execution of such a plan, nothing is more essential than that permanent inverted antipathies against particular nations and passionate attachment for others should be excluded. So basically what the media is trying to do is to manipulate you in order to love Israel no matter what. When Israel commits genocides and mass murder, the media tells you that they are the victims, so you love them. When they build a nation based on ethnic and religious supremacy, they tell you, no, that's not what it is. When they commit genocides and mass murders in order to ethnically cleanse the land, in order to get the natives off that land, they tell you, no, that's not what they're doing. Love Israel is what you are being told at every single point. And every Israeli enemy, every country that dares to resist their crimes, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Libya, all of those countries are constantly vilified, and you are told that you should hate these people no matter what in order to generate fear in you. And George Washington told you, never view the world that way. And he even tells you why. So likewise, a passionate attachment of one nation for another produces a variety of evils. Sympathy for the favored nation, facilitating the illusion of an imaginary common interest in cases where no real common interest exists, and infusing into one the enmities of the other, betrays the former into a participation in the quarrels of wars of the latter without adequate inducement or justification. What reason do you have to send your children to die fighting Iran for the benefit of Israel? They tell you we have things in common, that we are both democracies and all the values are the same. Nothing is the same. Nothing. Doesn't matter whether you are a liberal or a conservative in this country, we have nothing in common with Israel. Israel isn't a democracy. Imagine if we had a law here in the United States of America that was designed to make one ethnicity the majority over all others. We don't do that here. Well, Israel is a theocracy, right? Their laws are designed to have one ethnicity rule over all others no matter what. That's not a democracy. If you are conservative here, you're against illegal immigration. Well, illegal immigration is exactly what has been happening to the Palestinians since the 1940s. They go to that land and they take what they want. That is what the settlers do. They are illegal immigrants who are armed to the teeth. We say that we're fighting racism here in this country. What is happening in the West Bank? Actual apartheid. Actual apartheid. Imagine if we closed in black people in Baltimore and have them go through checkpoints and not let them travel freely just because they're black. We have nothing in common with these people, and yet still we are told that we have everything in common with them, that they are our best ally, that we should love them no matter what, and sacrifice our money and our wealth and our standing in the world and even the lives of our children, as they are now advocating for a war with Iran. George Washington also said, this sort of passionate attachments give to ambitious, corrupted, and deluded citizens who devote themselves to the favored nation, think AIPAC, facility to betray or sacrifice the interests of their own country without odium, sometimes even with popularity. And that is what censorship and social media manipulation does. It makes it look like all Americans support Israel no matter what. And the people who are betraying the interests of our own country, who are destroying our standing in the world and therefore our ability to do business with people, who are destroying our economy, and who are seeking to sacrifice our kids, brave men and women who put on the uniform, who should be only fighting for America, not for Israel, these people are popular. AIPAC and Ben Shapiro and all the other ones who are advocating this because they hold the platforms for dissemination of information. George Washington told us that sometimes these people are going to be the ones that are popular. They are the ones who are cloaking themselves in the American patriotism and American flag while advocating for a foreign nation. And George Washington said, as avenues to foreign influence in innumerable ways, such attachments are particularly alarming to the truly enlightened and independent patriot. If you are an American and you're watching this and you are not alarmed, then do you even care about America? Against the insidious vials of foreign influence, I conjure you to believe me, fellow citizens. The jealousy of a free people ought to be constantly awake, since history and experience prove that foreign influence is one of the most baneful foes of Republican government. This kind of foreign influence, what Israel is doing to us, it is the greatest enemy of the type of government we have, government based on freedom. Excessive partiality for one foreign nation and excessive dislike for another cause those whom they actuate to see danger only on one side and serve to veil and even second the arts of influence on the others. So everything that Ben Shapiro says in support of Israel is patriotism, while the attack on USS Liberty, while the Lavon affair are all covered up because it was our favorite nation that did it, Israel. Real patriots who may resist the intrigues of the favorite are liable to become suspected and odious, while its stools and dupes usurp the applause and the confidence of the people to surrender their interests. So when a congressman wears the Israeli uniform on Capitol Hill, that's bravery. They present it as bravery. And when people protest murder of 20,000 children and starvation of 2 million people and our involvement in it, they are deemed terrorists and terrorist supporters. Everything that is happening vis-a-vis Israel right now has been foretold by George Washington, and every warning he tried to give us has been ignored. And this is what I want you to know. This is what you should know. You should read the whole address. Peace.